I want to be the best. Today's fighters, they have been taught that that's not the way to do it nowadays. Nowadays, go for the bag.
Because the only fight for Tank outside of, after Lamont Roach, was Shakur Stevenson.
Facts.
Right? Now they've got another opponent that will do well at the gate because of the controversy.
Yep.
And it ain't Shakur Stevenson. I keep telling people, Shakur Stevenson beats Tank.
An article, when we look at all the great fighters that's been, I wouldn't say disrespected, but they was going through that. Oh, he ain't fight this, he ain't do this. All of them go through that. That's part of the boxing game. Stay strong, youngin', you know.
One interview, Roy Jones Jr. didn't hold back when confronting Gervonta Tank Davis, urging him to fight Shakur Stevenson instead of Jake Paul. He blasted modern fighters for chasing money over legacy, saying today's generation seems more focused on paychecks than proving greatness. According to Roy, Tank picked up this habit from his mentor Floyd Mayweather, choosing safe, profitable fights instead of risky, legacy-defining battles. Jones believes this mentality marks a dangerous shift in boxing's culture, where passion has been replaced by profit. For him, true greatness isn't about wealth.
The same thing, so why can't he do it? You know what I'm saying? He made more money than anybody. He was smarter than everybody. He didn't take too many stupid risks. That's what he did, and it worked for him. And people okay with that and accepting it, so why can't Tank do it? Tank can do the same thing the mentor did. That's what the mentor is for, to teach you how to do this thing the smart way and not get you hurt, not have to take no risk, not to take many chances. So if that's what you learn, if that's the easy way out, why not do that?
The boxing world. Fans and analysts agree a fight between Shakur Stevenson and Gervonta Davis is what the sport truly needs. Both are elite technicians, disciplined champions, and masters of their craft. Their matchup represents legacy, not clout, skill, not spectacle. It's the kind of fight that reminds people why they fell in love with boxing in the first place. In contrast, a bout with Jake Paul feels like a business move, not a battle for greatness. Davis versus Stevenson would be a generational clash to prime fighters with everything to prove and nothing to hide. It's not about fame or fortune. It's about who's truly the best fighter of their era.
If we can get Shakur to have 2 belts, we have Tank to get a couple of the belts, and you have a undisputed fight for those two in Las Vegas, in America, between 2 American guys getting undisputed championship of the world, that would be a mega fight. And we're talking about 2 guys that you have the most dominant, persistent, powerful guy, pound for pound powerful guy, I should say, in Tank, who also is very good defensively, but then you're fighting the best defensive fighter in the entire world, in my opinion. That is a fight I would love to see happen. I would be a big fan of, but I think if we could let that kind of fester and develop for a little bit, and we get that fight, summertime next year, fall of next year, where this is an undisputed fight, I think that's the fight we would love to see have happen. I would be all for that. And I think it's realistic. Like I said, I don't think Tank's losing to anybody except for possibly Shakur, and I don't think Shakur's losing to anybody except for possibly Tank.
Boxing legend Roy Jones Jr., one of the most respected minds in the sport, made a bold statement: Jake Paul will never be a world champion, not out of hate, but from hard-earned experience. Jones explained that boxing isn't just about training or promotion, it's about ring IQ, endurance, and the ability to adapt against world-class opposition. He acknowledged Jake's dedication and positive influence on boxing's popularity, but reminded fans that real greatness comes from struggle, not spectacle. To him, Jake still has a long road ahead before earning the title of a true champion.
Will Jake Paul become a world champion?
No.
Why?
I think if they make him fight tough opponents, guys with experience, those guys will beat him. Now, if you catch somebody like myself at the end of their career, or somebody like Tyson, he caught at the end of their career, the chances are much higher. Because now it becomes more of a 50-50. You got a guy who's better than him, but the age factor. You understand me? And that's the only way to balance it for him to make it a 50-50 fight. Yeah. Somebody who's on his level at the same age, those guys have too much experience.
Yeah.
You understand me? So he's not gonna beat those guys. But you find a guy who is past his prime, who has a mentality further than his, but past the prime, it kind of evens the stakes.
World champion Tim Bradley shared a more strategic take. He said Shakur Stevenson doesn't necessarily need to fight Gervonta Davis, especially if he truly believes Tank hasn't faced top-tier competition. Bradley suggested that Shakur's interest in Tank might be fueled more by attention than legacy, since Tank's name brings headlines, hype, and huge paydays. Still, he admitted that Shakur likely sees Tank as the ultimate test, not just because of his fame, but because of his raw power and crowd-pulling presence. Bradley's message was clear: real fighters should chase legacy.
Elite fighters, so on and so forth. So, with that being said, why even want to entertain the fight with Tank Davis? I mean, how much credit are you going to really get, Shakur, besides the money, right? That's what Tank brings. He brings interest. He brings a lot of fans in the seats, you know. But as far as legacy goes, if people are holding Tank at a very low status, well, do you need him? Do you really need him? How you doing, man? Good morning. Do you really need him? Because I personally don't think that you need him, you know. Shakur, you should be here to create your own legacy. You know, you're about the competition. You are about that bread as well. And I think it's important for you to really look at the landscape, man, of boxing and see where your big money fights are, you know, besides Tank Davis. As you know, you hear through the grapevine, I think he even told you on X that, you know, he's contemplating retirement after his Jake Paul fight. You know, you're getting ready, hopefully, if Teofimo Lopez signs the contract, Shakur, to be fighting Teofimo Lopez, who has accomplished quite a bit in the sport, man, and has been in the ring with some legends, Josh Taylor, also Lomachenko. I think that type of fight makes sense. You know, going up to 140 pounds, getting another strap, you know, beating the quote-unquote the Ring Magazine champion or considered the best #1 fighter at 140 pounds.
Carl Froch, never one to sugarcoat his opinions, slammed Jake Paul for targeting Gervonta Davis, calling it a bully move. He accused Jake of exploiting his natural size advantage over a much smaller opponent. Froch argued that facing someone to weight classes below doesn't prove skill, it proves manipulation. He dismissed the matchup as a marketing gimmick designed to sell tickets, not test talent. Froch warned that this kind of spectacle cheapens boxing's legacy, turning it from a sport built on heart and honor into a business built on clicks and cash. His words echoed what many old-school fans feel boxing should be about: bravery, not brand.
I think it's ridiculous. Jake Paul's taking the piss, like he always does. Just from saying, I'm going to fight AJ tonight, fighting Gervonta Davis.
Yeah.
He was 100 pounds in weight lighter. 100 pounds. Weight divisions in boxing are split up, some of them, the lower weights, by 3 or 4 pounds. All I can say about Jake Paul fighting somebody half his size is he's a bully. Why are you fighting a guy half his size? It's wrong.
Yeah.
He's gone from Krusty the Clown now to Sideshow Bob. He's getting worse. Do you know what I mean? Like, this is a guy that's just taking a piss out of the sport, and I don't think this has actually gained much interest. The press conference was dead.
Yeah.
I noticed there wasn't many press there. It's not had a big media coverage. I think people are finally realising, actually, that this is a big charade. And yeah, I think I'm not impressed. Gervonta Davis, I think maybe he's had enough of the game. He got drawn in his last fight. He was lucky to get the draw as well. But yeah, the whole thing, again, it's a clown show. And Jake Paul's a bully.
Shakur Stevenson fired back at all the talk, confidently claiming that Gervonta Davis will never agree to fight him. Calm but sharp, Shakur said Tank's team knows the risk that his defensive genius and tactical control would frustrate and expose Davis. Stevenson has built his reputation on precision, patience, and ring IQ, the kind of skills that neutralize power punchers like Tank. Many saw his comments as psychological warfare, meant to challenge Davis's pride and pressure him into accepting the fight. But so far, Tank has remained silent, choosing money fights over legacy battles, leaving fans to wonder if he's protecting.
One more question before I go. Why not fight Tank at 135?
Tank ain't gonna fight him, man. He not gonna fight him.
You gotta realize with Tank, he on that other side with
Take on the cupcakes. Now let's say it.
Man, I'm quite sure. Tank to fight you here.
So you think he don't want to put that record up?
Look,
Hey, I know Tank, man. I know Tank, Shady.
I know Tank too.
Let him talk. Go ahead.
Hey, I know Tank too, and I know for a fact at the end of the day, like, he is not jumping into no fight with me. Like, that's a whole different type of atmosphere. That's not like fighting.
So basically, you telling me Tank's scared?
I ain't gonna say the man scared. I'm just saying for a fact.
So what you saying?
He not jumping in the ring with me.